So we've all seen our fair share of tier ranking, tier maker videos on zombies maps and how people rank them. Plenty of times now, but one thing I've noticed a lot is everybody's putting their nostalgia glasses on. I don't have glasses around me, unfortunately, but if I did, I'd put them on. But everybody's been putting on their nostalgia glasses, and it's really... I have not seen videos of like I wouldn't say objective ranking, but a ranking based on like actual mechanics of the game. Not necessarily the story, not necessarily how people feel about the map, but just cold, hard facts about the map and how that translates into a game. So today, I'm going to be ranking maps from all games, not just Treyarch. Like, look, I have not played World War II, I'm just going to say that now. And for some reason, Extinction is here. Thank you, Noah J, for using this tier list, by the way. I don't know why Extinction's here, even though he said zombies only. Like, hey, whatever, who cares? But anyways, just so you guys know, I have not played all the maps yet. I have not played every single map on this list. Like I just said, World War II, I have not played. I don't have enough experience with IW. Just a few of the maps. I have experience on a couple maps, but the ones that I really don't have too much experience on, I'm just gonna put in this category, just for the simple fact that, hey, I don't want this to be inaccurate. I wouldn't say inaccurate, but like just, I mean, I guess that's my opinion. I could just say like my first playthrough of every map, which I did in January this year. For the most part, we'll just be ranking these maps based on like, well, let's just say like, let's just go through some certain categories. So we're gonna go through skill, like how hard or easy is the map, and how fun is it once you hit those certain skill gaps. We're gonna be going over, obviously, no nostalgia involved here. Nostalgia, you know, take my phone, toss in the trash, you know, just gone. But point being, nostalgia is not gonna have any factor in this whatsoever. So I'm not gonna be putting I'm not gonna be putting Kino in great, just because I have the greatest memories on the map. Forget about that. But like, just point being, skill. We're gonna be looking through the Easter eggs if they're present on the map, saying like how hard it is, and if you can do it, is it enjoyable? Just because the map is hard, just because it's easy. The difficulty here really does not matter too much. What matters is the enjoyment of those steps. Like, just because it's hard, just because it's easy, doesn't mean it's fun to do. Like, just for example, Call of the Dead, throwing grenades, it's super easy, but it's not fun. Blood the Dead, some steps are really difficult, but it's actually kind of fun to, you know, do. And I wouldn't say tedious. I guess hard and tedious is a topic that's gonna be controversial in some parts of this video, but again, we'll be piecing those together as we go along. But without further ado, we're gonna be hopping into us. So before we even start this video, I'm just gonna put Extinction, you know, into Extinction category, because this is not an Extinction video. I played 3 of the 5 maps on Extinction. I don't remember most of these. So once I put these in here, we'll be good to go. Okay, now that we're good to go with Extinction, you know, we have a little separate category in black here. There you go, good boy. Anyways, let's just start with a map where we have Der Ries. Ooh. Alright, so I actually did a 20 minutes of recording before. I just didn't like the video and how like I talked. I kind of just dragged on conversations a lot. But now that I have a better idea of what I want to talk about with this video, look, I hope this goes better than last time. So, Der Ries, one of the most iconic maps ever. If I had nostalgia, I'd put it in great or near perfect, but we're just talking about the maps for what it is. Like, what's in it? What can we do? Is it fun? That's really it. So, Der Ries, I'm just going to put it here for now, so you guys don't think I'm going to put in painful when it's just sitting there. But, Der Ries, introduce Pack-a-Punch. That's the biggest part about this map. Pack-a-Punch changed the way zombies was played forever. And it was introduced back in 2009. So it set the stage for over 10 years, 1 decade of zombies. So just because of like, I would say like, how, actually, yes, enjoyment. The map is very fun. It's a very fun map. You have different strategies. You have the catwalk, you have the trap, you have the Thompson room strategy for high rounds if you want to train. You have the catwalk just to survive as long as you possibly can. I still have a ton of fun, like when I do, just stay on the catwalk, seeing how long I can last. And for those high round experts out there, you can play in the Thompson room and train there, and for high rounds get kills with the trap, and just go for as long as you can train there. It takes a lot of skill, what I've seen. Use the WAF, I believe. I'm not really an expert at the high round strategy here, but just for those 2 or 3 factors there, it takes a lot of skill to do with the high rounds. It's a lot of fun to sit in the catwalk, and if you die, you die. Like, nobody's really going to be ranged on that. Just for the sake of that, I'm going to put it in great, because it's just it's a great, okay? I can't really say more than I've already said. It's a great map. So, anyways, next we have, ooh, 9, another really good map. If you guys do not know my opinions on Black Ops 4 yet, not that it matters, 9 is my favorite map in Black Ops 4, hands down. That and Ancient Evil, I might as well just put Ancient Evil there after this, but 9 you have, let's just start with the Easter egg, okay? Let's just go step by step. The Easter egg. Unfortunately, you have to start the Easter egg, like the first actual steps, on round 17. But in my opinion, at least in my personal opinion, starting on round 17 is miles better than starting on like round 5. So, yeah, I guess I don't know if Treyarch did this intentionally, but it really does fit the atmosphere of 9 really well. The Roman Coliseum was a chaotic place. There was a lot happening. The crowd was going crazy. So I feel like, at least in my headcanon, so to say, having 9 being like this high round Easter egg, this very high round based Easter egg, with everything going at you with the crowd, chanting, a lot of zombies going after you. It was really cool. Gameplay, Black Ops 4 mechanics are very subjective. People have very different opinions on Black Ops 4's mechanics. Me personally, I'm fine with them because I, gotten good at the game. I understand like the ins and outs of it, which some people, quite frankly, have not. So I don't mind Black Ops 4's mechanics whatsoever. I think once you learn and understand it, like you have with every other game, it's actually, I wouldn't say really good, but it's definitely not as bad as it's made out to be overall. So, Easter egg, really cool. Ends off of an incredible boss fight. I love how the map uses its environment to progress the Easter egg. So, like, you have the 4 statues, Danu, Ra, Zeus, and Odin. Each god, so let's say you're trying to appease for each step. And then once you appease all 4 of them, you go against the final trial, which is the boss fight, which is incredible, by the way. Not 1 elephant, but 2 elephants you go up against, which is really cool. Obviously, once you figure out the tricks to take them all out, it's a total cakewalk, but it's really cool. So Easter eggs out of the way, really cool. Gameplay for the high rounds is really just save for Hellion and whatnot. It's really not that fun, but if you're looking to just play, training around, it's okay. The fire does definitely get in the way a little bit. The highlight of this map, definitely, in terms of the gameplay and weapons, is the Death of Orion, Circuit's Kiss, Pack-a-Punch, whatever you want to call it. It's really cool. So, just because of that and like how you can use the Death of Orion to kill enemies way quicker, I'm gonna put above 9. I'm gonna put above Duries, actually. The high rounds really does take away from the map a little bit, like going to like 30 plus. It definitely takes away from the map, especially with the Catalyst and the amount of special enemies that they send after you. It definitely does get a little overwhelming. It's definitely one of my main gripes about Black Ops 4 as a whole, at least for most of the maps, the amount of special enemies that come after you. But it's a great map. Definitely a really, really good map. Not my favorite in the world, obviously, but it's really, really good. And since we already talked about that, where's Ancient Evil? I'm just gonna put Ancient Evil once I find it. Where is his foot? There we go. Ancient Evil, I'm gonna put right next to 9. I could honestly switch, at least in my opinion, I could switch these left and right if I really wanted to. Like, they're both very, very good maps. But Ancient Evil, kind of similar to 9. Really, really fun gameplay. High rounds is okay on Ancient Evil. I guess it's definitely way better than 9. I think just the simple fact that high rounds, I'm kind of like learning about my own ranking here as I go along, but just because the high rounds on Ancient Evil are way better than high rounds on 9, because there's no fire to kill you, there's not as many special enemies, there's not special enemies that are as annoying as 9. I'm gonna put Ancient Evil right above 9. Easter eggs for both of these are pretty similar, at least in terms of my personal enjoyment. Doing trials can be pretty tedious, which can also like put it there, but again, these are literally dead even in my book. So yeah, pretty much. Gauntlets were cool. Boss fight was pretty cool again. Definitely use the environment to your advantage with that boss fight. It was a lot of fun. Gameplay was cool. Notice I'm not talking about story with any of these maps. Well, I'm not going to be doing whatsoever because I don't care about the story when it comes to gameplay. Like, when I play Call of Duty Zombies, I'm not looking for Shakespeare, okay? I'm trying to look for a stupid little fun game I can play to turn my brain off to just have a fun time, and that's really it. So, not gameplay. Story is not going to have any effect on these maps whatsoever, which is something that most tier maps makers, I can't even talk today, I'm sorry, have taken into effect a lot. So, anyways, those are pretty much my ideas for Ancient Evil 9. What we have here? Let's do Darkest Shore. Oh boy, okay. I haven't played. I'm gonna be honest. I have not played Darkest Shore, but I I've seen gameplay. I'm just gonna put it there. Nothing needs to be said, honestly. Fog, World War II. It's a mess. That's all I can say. What do we have next? What do we have? Ooh, Town. Ooh, Town. Okay, Town. Town, you have transit. It's a part transit. Out of like farm, bus depot, town, all that stuff, like the subsections of transit, it's by far the best one. And it's pretty much Darius except in the form of a town. Like, don't have the exact same strategies as Darius, obviously, but it's pretty cool to play around and just have some fun with it with your friends and have a total blast just playing casually. And just because of the casual enjoyment of town, like, look, I love competitive zombies. I love the competitive side of it. The town is just one of those maps where you just sit back, turn your brain off real quick, just have some fun. I'm gonna put in good, okay? Like, it's not as expansive as Darius. Like, I won't say it's as much to do in Darius as there is on Town, because you have traps in Darius, you have a couple other things, more variety of weapons, I would say. Because on Town, you're really just using the Ray Gun Mark II, naturally, or the Ray Gun to survive, because like just how the map works. On Darius, you can use literally any gun because you have the catwalk. Town, you can't camp anywhere, so it's really just MP5, Ray Gun Mark II. That's really it. There's nowhere to camp on it, unfortunately, which is why it's gonna be below Darius. If you could camp on Town, I'd probably put like right behind Darius. But I'm just gonna put in good just for that simple reason, because high rounds can get pretty boring because you're just hitting the box. There's no traps to like push your rounds along just a little bit more. But that's just my personal opinion on it, at least from the gameplay point of view. There's no Easter egg or whatnot, obviously, so that's fine. Okay, what we have next? Shadows. You know what? Shadows. Easter egg. Skill based, very RNG. There's still strategies being found with the Easter egg speedrun to this very day. I have some experience with the speedrun, but it's not too much. My personal best is like a 25-minute game on Shadows with Mega Gobblegums. So, Easter egg, perfect. It's skill-based. There's barely any RNG involved. Again, like, you need a lot of skill. The map layout, it's incredible. Perfect travel system of the train, which honestly doesn't use too much, and the teleporters going from the train station back to the certain sections of the map, which are correlated to each character. So you have the spawn area, which is for Nero, the burlesque, which is for Jessica Rose, so on and so forth. Everything about this map, in my personal opinion, is absolutely perfect. Gameplay is incredible. It's BO3. It has to be in perfection, okay? This is easily a top 3 map for me. Hands down. Maybe even my favorite of all time. It's so freaking good. The Apothicon Servant's amazing. Using the Civil Protector is amazing. This map is just incredible, okay? It's such a fun map to play, in my opinion. Yeah, it's great. That's all I can really say. Anyways, what do we have here? We have, first Cold War map, Fire by Z. Alright, so you guys have seen me play Fire by Z hundreds of times now. Yeah, hundreds of times. It's the map that really just blew up my YouTube channel. Like, before Fire by Z, I had around 3 grand. About a month after Fire by Z, I had 20 grand. So, I assume most of you guys have found me through Fire by Z. But you guys haven't really heard my personal opinion about Fire by Z in depth. So the Easter egg. Cold War has had a big problem with hard and difficult Easter eggs. And just because I said before, just because the egg is hard doesn't make it good. And just because it's easy doesn't mean it's bad either. So you gotta look at the steps and how, I guess, fun they are. And honestly, half of Fire by Z is literally Pokemon. And that's not fun. Like, sure, and also boss fight. Look, boss fight is literally Ring of Fire, Cruise Missile, Ring of Fire. I already said Ring of Fire. Ray K, he's dead. Order's dead. It's not a good boss fight. It's honestly one of the worst boss fights there are. Even Shadows of Evil and Revelations have a better boss fight than Fire by Z, so that's not good. Gameplay for Fire by Z. It's okay. I mean, it's Cold War. Obviously, the mechanics are gonna be good because it's Cold War. But really, the most part is just using a Ray case, sitting behind a door, and just using it. Honestly, it's really not fun. I think just for the main reason, or the main idea of core mechanics being so good, I'm gonna put. God, I'm so hesitant about this. I'm gonna put it in lackluster. It's gonna be, I think, once we have enough maps in lackluster, it'll be in like the mid to low area of lackluster. It's just, I love it. I know it blew up my channel and all. I love it for that, but personal feelings aside, it's just meh, in my opinion. It's just very meh, but Anyways, what we have? The Frozen Dawn. I have not played this map. I'm just gonna put it there. I have not played it. I have not really seen anything on it. I don't care enough. Anyways, what we have next? Ascension. Ooh, Ascension. Okay, Ascension. DLC 2. Actually, no, DLC 1 from Black Ops 1. My bad. My god, it's been a long time. Ascension. It was pretty cool. I don't really know what to say right now about it because I haven't played it in a minute, but I think just the simple fact that I've not played it in a minute kind of hurts it for my ranking overall. But Ascension's a pretty good map. It's a good map. High rounds introduced the Thunder Gun and Gershes. Well, no, it introduced the Gershes. It brought back the Thunder Gun from Kino. Introduced the Gershes, which is really changed the way how you moved around the maps and whatnot. Like every map before Ascension, there really was not any teleport fast travel system. You could argue 5 had teleporters, but that was completely random. So was Ascension, but at least not to the extent that Ascension had. You had the lunar landers, obviously, which was I think the first linear form of fast travel, so to say. I don't know where I'm going with this, but multiple linear locations, I guess. I guess you could also say theories. I don't know. Point is, pretty cool map, unique ways to travel, not just teleporting, but lunar landers, Gersh device. You can blow up the rocket once you blow up, or if you have a ray gun and you open pack a punch. I really don't know what I'm saying here. I might just skip this. I'm kind of going all over the place right now. I'm kind of sad. Yeah. Anyways, Ascension is pretty cool. You guys can probably tell I've not played this map in forever, but it was cool. I'm just gonna put it where it is. Easter egg was terrible. Honestly, it was just hit 4 buttons, shoot an orb. Yeah, shoot an orb, you're done. It was the first main quest, I'll give it that, but we're not looking at maps of what they were. Look at them for what they are now, so. Yeah. I'm gonna put probably an average, honestly. I know I kind of butchered that. Look, I'm still new to these videos, guys. Give me a break. I know you guys are roasting me in the comments or just in person saying man, this guy's an idiot. But, yeah, let's just move on to the next map before I embarrass myself even more. What do we have here? Dirt. Oh, DE. Ooh. God, I gotta stop getting all the good maps out of the way. God, it's gonna be such a negative video. You know what? We're gonna wait on DE. You have to balance out the negative and the positive here, so. Oh, God, okay. You know what? Outbreak. Okay, Outbreak. The first, open world mode, I guess, for zombies. We haven't had anything like it before. Sure, we had Grief, we had Turns, we had all these different modes, but we never had anything quite like Outbreak ever on any mode, any game whatsoever. So I will give it benefit of the doubt that it did something new. I appreciate the fact that Outbreak is something new and it's still evolving to this very day. But for what it is right now, it's I don't know. I think it's man, I'm debating putting between or above Firebase Z or below Firebase Z because I don't know. It's very linear. You have 6 maps. Also, if we had we were ranking maps, Zoo, all these maps will obviously be triple S tier. But point being, you have 6 maps, you have 6-7 challenges. I think now they changed it so it's you go through rounds 1 through 6 with 6 challenges, and then 7 through 12, everything's completely random again. So 1 through 6 is linear, 7 through 12 is linear. I think it's 13 through 19 is linear, but then it doesn't follow the same pattern as it did before. So before it was round 1 you get secure, round 4 you would get, and then it's multiples of 3 for every single challenge in every single map. It's like that now, but it's in certain subsections now. It's section 1 is 1 through 6, section 2 is 7 through 12, or so on and so forth. I think you guys get the idea now, but I think just because of the fact that it's very, I wouldn't say as repetitive as Firebase Z, I'll just put it right above it. I don't know what's going to be later on, but just for the simple fact that it's not as repetitive as Firebase Z, I'll put it above there. And I do appreciate the fact that they are still evolving the mode. I don't know if it's going to return Vanguard. It would be cool if it did, but you'd have to really innovate the mode for it to have me keep going back to it overall. But that's really all I feel about it. That's how I feel about it right now, at least with the way we have right now. Spaceland. Ooh, I've not done IW map yet, but Spaceland. I played this map a ton when I was younger. Actually, before we even start Spaceland, let's just talk about the Easter eggs on Outbreak. First Easter egg, it was decent. I mean, first half of the first egg was horrible. It was kind of boring. Second half, though, was really good. Between the silo and the boss fight. And then we're not going to talk about the second one because we already know how we feel about that. But Spaceland. Spaceland, the first map to come out of IW. I have not completed the Easter egg yet. I don't really know too much about Spaceland, honestly. I haven't really played too much of it to really, have a good grip on it. But from what I've seen on Spaceland stuff like Easter egg speedruns, I won't say high rounds really because nobody does that on IW really. Like what I've seen looks really cool. The arcade was. Let's go talk about the arcade real quick. The arcade was incredible. I had so much fun playing in the arcade. Um, Again, IW mechanics I'm not really too familiar with, so it's gonna be hard to rank IW maps as a whole. But just based on how I felt about Spaceland at the time, and I still feel about it, I had a lot of fun with this. So obviously, it's not completely perfect, in my opinion. I don't know. Like I think it's like a very low perfection, very high near perfect. It's very close to being a perfect map. Like again, I'm not used to IW mechanics, so I think just for my own feelings now, like how I, perceive the map now, I'll put it in near perfect for now. But again, if things change, I might even just put up to perfection because I still have not played enough IW to get an idea on it. I'll put it there for now. Let me just go from there. Wonder weapons were cool. Boss fight, I guess, was okay. I guess the lost and found system was really cool. It was pretty much an idea like what Black Ops 4 had with you dying completely after you go down. You just get your guns back. So I guess I could see the similarity there between IW and BO4. Which is pretty cool. What we have next? Okay, Groston House. Was that? Wait, was this like the map where you were just in that one building? If so, that's horrible. Okay, let's just move on. Actually, I wouldn't say it's completely horrible because you did have the box, you did have perks. It wasn't good. Okay, I think we already know how that is. Like you're in one room, you're in one shack, pretty much, and that's it. We have Moon. Okay, Moon was last map in Black Ops 1 Zombies. An Easter egg perspective. Easter egg. If I'm talking about Easter egg, this is easily like the bomb of the bomb. It's horrible. At least the first half of it's horrible. Second half, once like yeah, I don't know then. I don't know then because you're hitting the box with Gershes, and you need the wave gun. If you're on solo, you need QEDs, and then the Gersh again. And you guys know how many boxes that takes to get. So, in terms of just like pure Easter egg, if we're talking about Easter eggs, it's easy and painful. High rounds is actually pretty cool from what I've seen. Actually, I think I'm both Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, you're at 10 and 11, and you just constantly go back and forth to do everything. So, honestly, I think you can average out the gameplay and Easter egg. It's definitely average. I'll put it below Ascension just because the zero gravity is a problem with that map for sure. Like, some of the locations are very cool. Area 51, spawning there with Pack-a-Punch is really cool. Like, that's great. But, like, just as a whole, like, would you average everything out between the Easter egg, the gameplay, how skillful it's zero skill. It's pure luck to do the Easter egg. So that's a problem. But yeah, it's an okay map in my opinion. It's really just collecting souls, getting things out of the box, listening to quotes, and then doing Simon Says. Like it's really not that enjoyable in my opinion, but it's okay. Like putting everything together, it's an okay map. I could play it every now and then, but it's just not my cup of tea personally. And excavators can really screw you over if you mess up with certain spawns, so that's also a problem. I guess it does keep you on your toes, but if it's completely out of your control, you just kind of screwed as a whole. Anyways, what do we have next? Let's do Nocturne. Ooh, the first map ever released. I said a couple times this video, everybody, we're looking at maps what they are now, not what they were. So like, I guess I don't really know how that describes it, but the maps are still the same. Obviously, it's like it's impossible to compare something like Nocturne tone to Spaceland because they're both completely different times. I would say like different time eras of zombies. Like Spaceland was during, I would say, the golden age of zombies. Noct was literally the first thing. So if we're talking about like just impact that zombies Noct has, it would be at perfection because without Noct, we don't have anything. But gameplay, you hit the box. That's it. You get a wall by. You sit in a corner, or you can train around the box room. That's really it. And I personally do not want to do that for hours upon hours on end. I don't think most people would. There's literally two guys. I think Tom Fantasy is one of them. Who just trains around the map for 300 hours and gets around 255, which is insane, by the way. Shout out to him. But just as a whole, I gotta put it below FireBase. Like, I love the map. I love the impact it's had on the zombie community. It's literally the birth of zombies and everything. But as a whole, I really just can't rank it any higher than there because it's not replayable. It does take skill to do for sure, but it's not replayable. I just can't have fun with it after the first playthrough. Every few months at least. So yeah, that's how I really feel about it. What what we have? The final rank. So I did play the final rank a few times. I did play a few times, but that was really it. So I have not done the Easter egg. I have not gotten any of the elemental upgrades. So just for that simple fact, just for the simple fact I have not played World War II at all, I'm just gonna put all the maps inside of this category here. So once I do that, we'll be back with the rest of the rankings. Okay, now that World War II is done, let's go with Mauer the most recent map to ever come out. All right, Mauer, hands down, in my opinion, the best map in Cold War. It's pretty much the map it's gonna take Cold War, I think, to the next level with this final map coming out in a couple months. What's gonna be that final map, I don't know. I don't know yet, but it was really cool to see. It's cool to see Trek really take Cold War as a whole to the next level with this map. I don't say it was a challenging Easter egg, but I did appreciate the fact that it made you go to round 10 in order to actually start the egg. 9, I feel like I said before of 9, the atmosphere really made you feel like you were in the Coliseum with that high round. And I think Mauritania, I would say in correlation with the mechanics of Cold War, making it a fairly easy game. I do appreciate how they made you go to at least round 10 or 11 to actually begin this Easter egg. Something like D Machina and Fire Z, you're done with the egg by round 10. But here, this egg you're done by 15, 20 typically. It usually takes you a while to get through the Easter egg. But just a map as a whole, gameplay, obviously Cold War mechanics are fantastic. I love the mechanics on Cold War. There's definitely a lot of very easy strategies, and I'd say just high rounds could get pretty easy. I would say boring after a while, but I've seen some high round strategies on this map. It doesn't look very boring at all. And honestly, if you guys want me to do a round 100 Easter egg attempt on this map, let me know in the comments below. I would love to if you guys want it. And the Easter egg's amazing. I would say again, not that hard, but the steps are actually not that boring. Like 5AZ, you're not playing Pokemon. Instead, you're actually killing things. You're actually playing the game the way it's meant to be played. Not hey, you're not actually killing them. Hey, on 5AZ, you're not actually killing the Mimic. You're half killing them. You're just putting them inside a Pokeball and bringing them back to a computer for analysis. With Mario Tone, you're actually killing a bunch of different enemies. You have everything coming at you all the time. It's really just it's constantly moving from start to finish. There's no pause period. You have to wait for some quote to finish up. You don't have to wait for anything to happen. Also, Klaus being the Civil Protector version type of thing on this map was really cool for personality, because Cold Wars really lacked personality, and Klaus really was the first main personality trait character. I don't even know how to word this in Cold War, so that was really fun. So with all that in mind, I'm actually gonna I think it's gonna be a high C to low B tier map, maybe even a mid tier, mid B back map. I can't talk. Look, I can't talk. This is a thing for me, everybody. I cannot talk. Let's move on to the next map before I say the same thing over again. Anyways, Shionuma, the third map to ever be released in Zombies. I think I can't do Shionuma yet until I do Verrucht. So once I find Verrucht, we're gonna do that. So here we go. Verrucht. I can't really rank Shionuma until I do Verrucht, because it kind of builds off of. I'm gonna say it builds up, but it's more the same, just a little bit extra with the map on Shionuma. But Verrucht introduced perks, introduced traps. It was pretty cool. In terms of the value that it had on Zombies, again, kind of knocked it put in perfection, because it did have a big impact. World at War was a problem, because World War mechanics were horrible. It was a very buggy game. Super Sprinters round 8 was a problem as well. High rounds, what I've seen, is actually not that bad. It's really just box pulls, getting the waff out of the box. That's really it. Yeah, you can do trap strategy as well. You could camp around for 20 rounds or something before you have to start moving around the map and whatnot. It's definitely better than Nocturne. It's definitely better than. I honestly think this map is pretty average. I think, honestly, in my opinion, I'm going pretty high. I'm going high average. I might even put a low B tier. I really do enjoy Verrucht. I do enjoy what the map does have to offer, because it's not. You're not just sitting around, I would say, something like Nocturne. You're constantly moving around the map, using traps, using the box, getting certain weapons out of there. It's definitely much more. I would say it's a much more intricate high round than something like Noct, obviously, but that's just my feeling on the map as a whole. So now that we have that way, it's really Shionuma, which Shionuma, honestly, I feel is more the same with Verrucht. It's not as enjoyable as Verrucht in my opinion, so I think I'm gonna put it right below Verrucht. I might just put right below. I don't know. We'll put it right there just for now. It's definitely, in my opinion, I heard my dog howl. If you guys heard that, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, it's definitely not as enjoyable as Verrucht, but I do enjoy like the variety of locations between the comms room, the flogger trap, and whatnot. It's fun, but at least for me, it's not as like fast paced as something like Varuktis, where you're constantly moving around a very close quartered map. But I definitely appreciate some of the things they introduced. I do have a problem with random perks. Like you're trying to get jug like round 10. Or you gotta get around 10, you get around 20. That's a problem in my opinion. Something that should never be introduced in any map, even in the future, whatnot. Having randomized perks. I think they really fixed that problem. Few maps, but I think that was just an experiment that Treyarch was doing with World at War. So actually, fun fact, we're done with the World at War maps. Now we have just every other game. There we go. Anyways, what do we have next? Dead of the Night, Black Ops 4. We've done a couple BO4 maps, but Dead of the Night, in my opinion, is the most controversial map in the entire game. You either love this map or you absolutely despise it. Me, I don't really know. I hate the map, but like I also appreciate it at the same time for what it did. So I just go through the gameplay and whatnot. Dead of the Night. Gameplay is Black Ops 4. I'll just say that to start things off. It's Black Ops 4 mechanics. Let's see. You have the Alistair's Annihilator, the Wonder Weapon. You have the Folly, the Chaos Theory, and then the Annihilator. You have 3 tiers. And the biggest part that this map has, the main gripe people come to immediately, 1, Black Ops 4 obviously, and then 2, the amount of parts that you have to get for everything. The silver bullets, the traps, the Wonder Weapon, everything. There's a ton of parts on this map, and just because the map is complicated doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but at the same time, it's tedious. It's definitely tedious trying to learn all the parts, trying to figure out where they are, and at least in my opinion, once like the reward for learning all that really is not worth it, because you really only need like 10 parts on this map, like the Annihilator and then silver bullets for infinite damage. I would say infinite damage, infinite ammo. I was about to say armor for some reason, but ammo in high rounds. The Hellion Salvo. Which the high round strategy, by the way, is also pretty boring. You're literally just sitting in a room with the Annihilator. You're sitting in a bedroom with a Hellion Salvo. It's kind of boring. Boss fight, it's cool and all. Like, nothing too special. But one thing I will appreciate, I can appreciate about the Easter egg is its freedom. Typically, with Easter eggs, you're pretty much do one step, move on to the next, move on to the next. It's very linear. Dead of the Night, you can do whatever you like with everything, and it still does lead up, or end up going to the boss fight, the end game, so to say. So you could do the steps in pretty much any order you like. There's really no specific way to do the steps. I think it's really one of the only maps to ever be made that has as much freedom with the Easter egg as it does, here. So I do appreciate that, but just as a map as a whole, just overall, it's very lackluster in my opinion. Like, it's cool to be at a mansion. It's cool to be in there. Actually, characters I really don't care about, especially of this way we're making the maps here. I really do not care about Dead of the Night. Let's just be honest. I truly don't care about it. Anyways, we have Descent. Ooh, Descent. I have not played Descent. I'm just gonna put it there. I only played 2 maps in Advanced Warfare: Outbreak and Infection. So Infection. Let's just talk about Infection real quick. Ooh, boy, how am I gonna say this? I mean, Exo Zombies. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, it definitely did some cool things. It definitely tried some interesting things, such as the like the escort stuff of the survivors, where you have to defend a survivor for a bit. But the problem is, just because you can do it doesn't mean the reward or the punishment is worth it. It's definitely much more punishing to rescue. I'd say it's just a very out of the way thing. It definitely interrupts the flow of the gameplay. Having the rescue survivor only to get a free tier weapon, like a free upgrade to your weapon, which by the way you upgrade 25 times, just something ridiculous like that, or 20 times to get fully upgraded. It's kind of tedious, but I did see what they're going for there. It was pretty cool they tried it out. It didn't work in my opinion, but I'm glad they tested it out. Easter egg was something you feed. Easter egg is literally just feeding a robot a sandwich. That's all it is. It's really not anything special at all. I don't care about Infection, okay? And Advanced Warfare didn't really have the best mechanics either. EMP zombies were a problem. Just zombies constantly jumping at you was a problem. I mean, sure, if you learn it properly, I'm sure it's definitely not bad, but for me, it's very high on the painful list, but it's also very low on the bad list. So for now, we'll put it at bad, but if things change, I'll switch down to painful because it's a very bad map, okay? It's not good. But Outbreak, however, is, it's not as bad. It's not. Infection is definitely worse than Outbreak, but Outbreak is definitely not half bad either. There's no escort stuff with the survivors you have to worry about. It's really just, it's kind of like Dura Recent, where you just hop in, get your guns, upgrade them. That's really it. It was definitely the Dura Reese of Advanced Warfare. Definitely introduced everything. The decontamination stuff was interesting, but it really just got kind of tedious. Like, it was definitely easy to counter and just deal with it, but it was a little annoying having to constantly decontaminate yourself, kill the zombies. So it was okay, but as a whole, the map was pretty lackluster. I don't know what I'm gonna put on the lackluster list. I'll probably put above Dead of Night, but below Nocturne and Tone. I think that would be, I think it's a decent spot to put it. I'm just not the biggest Advanced Warfare fan. I haven't really played enough to have a firm opinion on it, so take the Advanced Warfare maps with a grain of salt, honestly, of this list. Easter egg, by the way, was, I don't even know. From my current memory, the Easter egg was horrible because you're just getting key cards, and one of the key cards was shooting the ground until you get lucky enough to find it in a engine room or some sort of room that closes in on itself. It was horrible. So that's really how I feel about that. But let's move on to the next map, which by the way is Carrier. I'm just gonna put the Advanced Warfare maps that I have not played yet right there. So once I do that, I will return. Oh, by the way, I actually put all the maps in Advanced Warfare there, so that's good. That's very cool. Anyways, let's do Attack of the Radioactive Thing. I can't really give an opinion on it because I've literally played it once now. I got the bare minimum of the map, but if we're talking about my first impression of the map, it was bad. Like, it was not good, but again, I've only played it once, and that's it. But a map that I have played once that I do have a firm opinion on is Beast and Beyond. This map can suck a fat one, okay? This map is absolutely terrible. Dude, I don't think I played a map any worse than Beast and Beyond in the first, like, actual playthrough. I played it last July, like I mentioned earlier. Earlier in the video, I played it for the first time in January of this year. It was absolutely horrible. Cryptids were cool and all, but it was a horrible, god-awful experience. I never want to touch this map ever again for as long as I live. So anyway, let's move on to the Giant remake of Dura Reese. I'm just gonna put it in here for now, so I don't really put it somewhere odd. But the Giant was Dura Reese, but on BO3. Guess it was cool and all. I guess just the way the game worked, you couldn't really like use the catwalk as much. It wasn't as mainstream of a strategy because you're at AAT, so you literally just train and spawn here, and that's really it for the strategy on this map. So just for that main reason, just because it's not as like there's not as much variety of the map. So say like sure you get the Annihilator, it's literally just an extra thing, which I do appreciate. Besides just being hide and seek on Dura Reese. But just because of the variety, and you're really just using two guns, your one weapon, and then a Shiva and RK5 for the entire game. I have to put in just the good category. It's not the same as Dura Reese. Like, it's just not as much you can do on it. Like, there's more, but there's not more, so to say. Like, it's just less variety to high rounds. There's more stuff to do with Easter eggs, but, like, I'm not looking to do the Annihilator quest every single time I play the map. I'm just trying to train around, get some kills. That's really it. Dura Reese, you can do training. You can do hide and seek just for fun. You can stay on the catwalk. Like, sure, you can stay on the catwalk on the Giant, but it's just the way the guns work. It's just not the same, and it's just much more, I would say, it's definitely easier to do it on the Giant than Dura Reese. So it's not as fun considering how easy it is compared to something like Dura Reese. So that's why I'm putting it just a good tier. I do enjoy it, but it's not the same as Dura Reese in my opinion. And on the topic of remakes, actually, let's talk about Revelations. This map was like 10% original layout, 90% old maps and stuff, which not a bad thing. I mean, it was cool to see certain maps like Mob of the Dead, Origins, Varrock, Shank, so on and so forth to be incorporated into the map. That was cool, but layout, I mean, it was fine. But the problem is with this layout is for the high rounds, you're really just staying for Varrock the whole entire time. Like, you have options. You could train the theater on Kino. You could obviously sit in Varrock. You could train on Spawn. There's a lot of ways you can play high rounds on this map. But the high rounds as a whole just are not that enjoyable whatsoever. The Easter egg is, I don't really know how I feel about the Easter egg, honestly. It's very RNG heavy. Getting pretty much 2 or 3 things out of the box. Thunder Gun, Arnie's, and the Apothicon Servant. The speedrun, I did some speedruns a couple days ago. It's, I mean, it's something. It's definitely something for sure, but It's definitely fun to hop on every now and then. It's not the greatest map, like when you just hop. You can definitely hop on casually, kind of like any of these maps, except the bad and painful maps, and some of the lackluster maps. But for the most part, it's okay. It's definitely lackluster in my opinion. I'm gonna put right above 5AZ. I can put above Outbreak actually, just because in my opinion, BO3 mechanics definitely give it a nice little spark. But as a whole, the map is just, it's okay. It's not anything special. Boss fight is literally just from Shadows of Evil, which, I mean, Shadows, it's perfect in my opinion. It definitely did its part, but when you copy a boss fight, it automatically just lessens the value of the map itself. It was cool to see the book step, the first boss fight, so to say, of Alwa's Marg was. But minus that, it was really just like recycled content and a couple original things, and also the fact how easy the map was with the masks too, and upgrading armies as well. So very lackluster, not really enjoyable, just very easy and it's a very much a brain dead map. You can just get to 100 in your sleep. But enough ragging on that. Let's just do Blood of the Dead. Okay, I want to talk about Blood of the Dead, the most second or third most controversial map ever made. It's Mob of the Dead's predecessor. Or like feature map. I don't even know what to say there. But yeah. Blood of the Dead. I personally, now this is a hot take. I personally really like, I don't say really like, but I do enjoy Blood of the Dead, and I do appreciate some of the things it did, but I also understand a lot of the criticisms that people had. Like the shield being pretty much 90% of the egg is a problem. I really wish there were some other ways they could have incorporated certain steps with the egg. But as a whole, like, hey, it wasn't that bad. Like, the Easter egg took skill, okay? Yes, it's tedious, but it takes skill. And once you learn, again, the mechanics of the game, once you learn how certain things work, it's not bad at all. At least in my opinion, it's not that bad. But, again, the shield being the main part of the egg is a little annoying in my opinion. The special enemies were very minimal on this map, which is a BO4 problem, which I'm glad was not a problem with Blood of the Dead. I know on launch of Black Ops 4 in 2018, the Hellhounds were just constant, and the Hellhounds were tank. I wouldn't say they were tanks, but like they were super speeders, sprinters, whatever I want to say. They were quick, and they came at high numbers. So like if it was like that, like launch Blood of the Dead would be bad easily. But I think now, if the Easter egg, high rounds are actually a lot of fun. Playing the New Industries location, high rounds are very good actually. I do enjoy the high rounds. Using the shield, using the trap, using time slip. Definitely a fun high rounds. Definitely in the good category for high rounds. Easter egg would be average. So honestly, in my opinion, I'm gonna put Blood of the Dead in average, but I'm trying to figure out where in average because I do enjoy a lot of those maps in average. I'm gonna put Blood of the Dead. Oh my god, where am I gonna put? This is so close. I'm gonna put Blood right above Boon actually because zero gravity is a problem still in my opinion. But I do appreciate what Blood of the Dead did. How it's not Mob of the Dead where it was just, I'll talk about Mob Lair, but it's not Mob of the Dead, but it's also not like, I don't know. I think once we compare Mob to Blood, it'll make more sense. But yeah. Anyways, since we're on the topic of it, let's talk about Mob of the Dead. Obviously it's the better map compared to Blood of the Dead. If we're talking about story out on the map, it's perfection easily. But again, this is not a story-based video. We're not talking about Shakespeare here. We're talking about the game. The game involves your hands. It doesn't involve the analysis, the top 5 things you missed in Mob of the Dead story. Like, I don't care enough about that right now. What I care about is the map fun? And the answer to Mob is okay. It's okay to play. Like, sure, it's fun setup, but like, once you're set up, what is there to do? Train around with an axe? Sit inside an acid shower? The Easter egg, by the way, is a total joke. Like, you're literally flying 3 times. You fly to the bridge 3 times. I guess it makes sense with the story, how it's a cycle. But like, how many people actually care about the story? Like, just take the casual player base in Zombies. How many people actually care about the story? Most people are just looking to have fun. Like, I personally, it's cool to have a story, but most people, like, you don't see on YouTube because everybody on YouTube are hardcore players. The majority of players are not story-based guys. They just try to look to have a fun time, and that's it. Easter egg's a total joke. If it was an Easter egg, this would be in the bad category. Easter egg's horrible. The gameplay for Mob is, I mean, it's Black Ops 2. It's a good game for mechanics and whatnot. It's definitely in the great, near perfect. But once you average everything out, I think Mob of the Dead, I think it's gonna be I'm gonna put like high B, low A, because the gameplay, it's Black Ops 2 is a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people are gonna grill me because I'm not putting this in perfect because of, story. The story is magnificent. Look, I don't care about story right now. So I think for now I'll put it good, and if things change, I'll switch up to great. But actually, I'll put it great. Honestly, it's definitely definitely a lot of fun with all the story. Afterlife. Ooh, I haven't talked about Afterlife yet. Afterlife, I think it's gonna put it right there. I think it's gonna be right around here actually. Okay, there we go. I just put it right next to Dervis. So Afterlife. Now mentioning that devs definitely change things up. Problem is, makes the map easy, but it's fun, so that's good. Origins. Let's just go to the Black Ops 2 topic now of Origins. Origins is my personal favorite map of all time, with story, all that stuff, but gameplay. Yeah, 4 staffs. You can be upgraded. 4 different elements. Ice, fire, wind, and... What am I missing? Oh my god, oh, lightning. Like, oh my god, I almost lost my mind there. But, Origins, 4 staffs. There's a lot of variety. There's a ton of ways you can play. You can incorporate the traps. No, not traps, the train. Oh my god, tank! Yes, the tank. To your strategy, you can train around that tank station at Gen 2. You can sit inside the tunnels and use the ice staff. There's 1,000 different ways you can play Origins. Every single one of them is just as fun as the other. Some of them, like sitting around with the ice staff isn't that fun in the fire tunnel. But let's find that general atmosphere of the map is incredible. With the robots, the World War I setting in not Germany, France during the Great War. Templar zombies are a problem. That's my biggest gripe with it, which is why it's not really gonna be perfect. Like, it's definitely not really a perfect map in my opinion. I just personally love the map the most, in my personal opinion. My favorite of all time. But personal feelings aside, the Templars is the only reason why it's not a perfect map. So I'm gonna put it above Spaceland. Oh, we haven't even not talked about the Easter egg yet, my god. But the thing is though, Templars are such a minor gripe I have to put in perfection, okay? I can't have a list here without Origins in the top. At least for me. It's just my own personal gratitude, my own satisfaction. But Easter egg is amazing. Like, sure, half of it is building the staffs, but the reward for doing the staffs is amazing. You have 4 god tier 1 weapons. I would say the wind staff is god tier, but you have 4 extremely good wonder weapons that are fully upgraded, fully set up. You have 9 perks with the red dig spots. It's just the reward for putting the hours, learning the map. Man, let's start the comparison of Dead of Night and Origins real quick. Dead of the Night, you gotta learn 30 part locations, and they all have 3 different spots, typically, 2 or 3 different spots. You gotta learn a ton of parts of that. And what you get out of it is infinite ammo, and with a Hellion and a decent wonder weapon in the high rounds. Origins though, you get 4 really, really good weapons. You get 9 perks instead of 4 set perks on Dead of the Night that are quite frankly okay. And you have, honestly, BO2 mechanics are way better than BO4 mechanics in my opinion. I think it's just a common theme in the community for the most part. But yeah, I think I've already said what really needs to be said. Like, just take into account like what you have to do in Origins compared to Dead of Night, and think about how rewarding each one was. So, for me, I'm gonna put below Shadows of Evil. Like right here, number 1 map is 100% perfect. You can't beat this map here, in my opinion. But in terms of my personal feelings, Origins is my favorite of all time. Shadows is probably like top 3, but yeah, it's just a great map. Both of these are fantastic maps. I think you just can't have them without the other. One without the other. They're both amazing. Anyways, a less amazing map, Voyage of Despair. So you guys saw my most recent upload, the 4-player speedrun. I had a lot of fun with it, honestly. Now, box RNG is a problem on that Easter egg speedrun, but for the most part, it is a fun speedrun to do. I would say maybe RNG is definitely a problem with it, but no, it's okay. It's okay. But as a map, just a map as a whole, gameplay. Just gameplay. The map is the locations of the map is very similar. It's very close quartered. There's not really many places you can go besides the poop deck, the bottom of the staircase, and spawn. Those are really the 3 main locations. I would say probably cargo hold, but like that's only like around 25 to 30 typically. But it's very hectic, I would say. It's definitely not an easy map for sure. It's definitely not an easy map overall. It's definitely challenging compared to most maps on this list, and just as a whole. in the entirety of Zombies. But Voyage of Despair gameplay is probably lackluster. I mean, it's Black Ops 4 mechanics aren't the best. I don't mind them. In my opinion, they're okay. But gameplay is just okay overall. Nothing too special. Easter egg. The boss fight, if we're talking about boss fights here, perfection. Hands down, the best boss fight in Treyarch Zombie specifically. It's 5 phases, lasts like 20 minutes. It's amazing. It's like kind of like a Destiny boss, but like in Zombies. It's really, really good. But like, minus the boss fight, the rest of the egg is okay. I mean, you have 4 lockdowns, that's fun. Certain catalyst, that's pretty cool. Plants was Plants was kind of stupid. Like, definitely kind of just put things on a pause. Iceberg was really cool. I think Iceberg, boss fight, and lockdowns were really, really good. Everything else about that was just bad. So I feel like once you take account, like, with the mediocre gameplay, the okay Easter egg, this map, I'm gonna put like C to D tier. I think I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put it, shoot. I don't know how I feel about this, because I know a lot of people hate Voyage because it's difficult. But like, I don't know. I'm very on the fence about Voyage, honestly. I'm gonna put Voyage right above Outbreak, probably. I think I'll put it right there because it definitely has a lot. I don't know, because the boss fight is so freaking good. Oh my god. I think just because how good the boss fight is, I'm gonna put it above 5AZ. Okay. I know I'm getting grilled in the comments right now. I'm kind of realize how many lackluster maps there are. Wow. There's a few like bangers and then a lot of like bad. But besides the point, let's just go through 2 really bad maps real quick. Die Rise. What more needs to be said? Let's put above Beast from Beyond. Actually, let's put above both of these, actually. But yeah, Die Rise. What more needs to be said about Die Rise? Nothing. It's Die Rise. That's all. But Transit. Okay, I just want to talk about Transit, okay? Most people would say it's the worst map of all time, hands down. Because it's just horrible. Solo, I agree. Yes, if we're talking about solo Transit, put it right there, hands down, worst map ever made. But co-op Transit might be the most fun I've ever had because of how stupid it is. It's like one of those movies that's so bad, it's good, okay? It's like one of those, like, you guys heard of Chris Stuckman? He does hilariosity reviews on certain movies that are so bad they're good. They're just movies that are absolutely horrible. This is like a hilariosity map, I would say. So yeah, so say it's one of those maps that's so bad, can't help but just appreciate how much fun you can have on with friends. And just for that simple reason, I'm gonna put it right above Die Rise in the bad section right here. It's so bad I can actually have fun with it from time to time. But actually, no, I'm putting it up here. It's so bad on co-op, and so you can actually have fun with it on co-op. I don't know, you know, but it's just how I feel about it. It's just funny to think about. And also, Buzz Depot, it's literally just nothing. It's somehow better than both of these maps, but like it's just painful to play. It's just pain. That's not because it's bad, but just it causes internal pain to play as a whole. So that's why I'm putting it there. Kino der Toten. Alright, this is the nostalgia. This is one that gives people a nostalgia boner. Like, people, when they think of Zombies, they think of Kino der Toten, because it's the most nostalgic map, hands down, in Zombies history. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you played Kino der Toten, compared to all of these other maps? When's the last time you sat down like, hey, I'm gonna go play Kino der Toten? When's the last time you've done it? Well, like, the reason why I'm saying that is gameplay. It's Der Riese without the catwalk, really. Like, you can train around a couple locations. You have the alleyway for high round speed runs, whatnot. You have that one room with like the rock or something next to power. You can train with the trap. That's another strategy you could use. Theater, a very slow strategy, but it can be used for high rounds, like at least casual high rounds, so to say. It's definitely fun. It's definitely a ton of fun to train around the map for sure with the Black Ops 1 guns and how the game works. But Nova Crawlers are definitely annoying, especially in the theater. Which is why, for like gameplay, it's definitely good to average. Like, just for general gameplay. I'll say nostalgia, perfection, easily. But, like, just gameplay, average to good. Like, it's definitely not a map I can play a ton. But I think it's definitely a good map. Like, you can't take away the fact that it's not a bad map. Because it's a good map. It's a very good map. But I can't go back to it many times. So I'm going to put the very low good. Like, high average, low good, honestly. Like, look, everybody watching this video right now, take your nostalgia glasses off and just realize, just compare it to something like Dervies, okay? Just compare both these maps, okay? You don't have a catwalk on Kino de Tone. You don't have like these very fun high round strategies. It's really just train around a theater, and that's really it. That's all there is. Dervies, you have 20 different ways you can play and still have equal fun on the map. Kino is just a theater, and that's it. There's just not as many ways to have fun on the map as there is something like Kino or Dervies. I meant, my bad. And I think it's gonna be close to Mauer and Kino. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put Mara below Kino actually, because mechanics. Yeah, I don't know. I think these are like tied. I think these could go back and forth. Honestly, both these Tone maps could definitely go back and forth in my opinion. Let's see what we have next. D Machina, the first map in Cold War. It's Nocturne Tone version like 7. It's like the 7th red edition or like version of Noct we've ever seen. But like Noct is what 10% of this map, so it's not really knocked. Easter egg is very stupid. It's very easy. I don't like the Easter egg at all. You pretty much listen to an old guy speak for 10 minutes about the backstory of the Dark Ether. Like, oh, wow. Like, who cares? I just want to play the game. But like, penthouse strategy is a lot of fun. Like, you can definitely go spree high rounds there with a ray gun and ring of fire and chopper gun and whatnot. That's definitely good times. Have fun with it. But minus that, there's really not much you can do on this map. It's definitely better than 5Z by a long shot, but most really just the penthouse. There's really nothing to this map, so I'm gonna put very low average. It's just not very enjoyable, so to say. I can't really play that map too much without kind of falling asleep. Kind of, I think this and Revelations have the same problem. Like, very easy map. Like, you have a very easy strategy, but like there's just really not much to do with the Easter egg, with the high rounds. It's just very lackluster overall. Next, we have what do we have next? Raven and Redwoods. I can't really give an opinion on it. Same with Shao and Shuffle. These maps I played a couple times. Shao I can give a review on because I have actually played it a little bit. It was actually a lot of fun. Actually, I don't say a lot of fun. It was just different, so to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna give Shao a review. I haven't played enough to really give a firm opinion on it. Tag or Tone, I can give an opinion on though. Tag, Final Map in BO4, wrapped up the Ether story. Again, story doesn't matter here. From a gameplay perspective, you have the Tundra Gun, which they buffed a lot, by the way, so it's definitely... I think it's actually better than the Thunder Gun now on BO4, because more ammo does the same damage. If you have... Problem is, PhD. You need PhD to use the Tundra Gun. If you don't have PhD, you're gonna go down, but... If you play cards correctly, it's really not too much of a problem. The high round strategy for this is just one barrier. It gets pretty boring. So the high rounds on this map is probably like a high E, low D, like they're really just one barrier who really cares, honestly. Easter egg is very repetitive. It's a very, very repetitive egg. You do the same step like 3 to 4 times. You have to get a ton of fire zombies, everything. BO4 mechanics doesn't really help out too much. The lockdown though, the end Easter egg, the final step of the egg with the lockdown around the map is very cool. I do like the lockdown. It's like it's a very good section, but as a whole, just overall, Tiger Tone very okay. The trials are cool. Like it's fun. Nice little personality of Clout. Not Clout. My God, the Hermit. I can't even think of his name. Pablo Marinus. Oh my God, I can't even say his name or think of it. But it's definitely an okay map. Not my favorite. Not my least favorite. It's probably like, literally dead center. Actually, it's probably below Blood, but also above something like the Machina. So we'll probably put like, man, it's like right around this section here. Probably right above Moon, but below the Dead, in my opinion. It's okay. An okay map, nothing too special, but there are some good parts of it, like I just said. Farm, which is pretty much town, but without Pack-a-Punch. And very, very small. It's bad, okay? I'm just gonna say it's bad. It's kind of the same idea as Groston House. It pretty much is Groston House, except in the form of farm. My problem is, BO2 has better mechanics than World War II, so I'm gonna put it right there for that simple reason. It's actually a pretty cool comparison. Groston House and farm. Box, perks, and really no actual play area except that one section of the map, and that's really it. So it's pretty cool. Like, look, I'm learning things as I go along. Pretty cool thing about. Only thing about Gross, actually, I don't know, but Groston House you can get upgrade guns. On Farm you can't. So I think for that simple reason, Farm's going below, or Farm is gonna go below Groston House just because of that. What we have? We have not main map. Okay, Garage Crovey. This is one map I want to talk about. Garage Crovey, I speedran a ton. Back in the day, I speedran a ton, and like so much. Okay, a ton of hours. All right. Point being, Easter egg is challenging. I love the challenge of the Easter egg, but like some of the steps are okay. Like having the dragon be relied on for so much, at least at the start, is annoying. But like, minus that, there's really not too much wrong with the Easter egg. I love the challenge it presents. A couple of steps are a little annoying, like the lockdown could definitely like the final lockdown before boss fight definitely takes away from some stuff on the map. Like it definitely kills the flow a bit. The rest of the egg because it's a very much a fast moving Easter egg. You're definitely doing a lot. You're going through the rounds fast. I won't say fast, but you're going through rounds a lot with the Easter egg or with this Easter egg, which could be a bad thing. Which could be a bad thing, but I think with Gara Krovi, it definitely works perfectly. But Easter egg, fantastic boss fight. Easter egg's great. At least most of the egg is great. Gameplay, like high rounds is my only problem. Like I know there's some like brain rot like turn glitch you can use to have multiple turn enemies, like kill a ton of zombies, but only thing holding this map back from being like a perfect map like right up here is the high rounds. High rounds for me at least are just not fun. Because, actually, I don't know, though, because it definitely is a more difficult map on BO3 for high rounds. So, well, I don't know, actually. The speedrun, I don't really care too much about a speedrun when it comes to the actual egg itself. It's a great Easter egg. It's a pretty good high round. I'm probably gonna put it right below Spaceland. I think right below Spaceland is a very good spot to put it. It's a very, very, very good map. A great, excellent map, actually. Just gotta keep on saying better words as we go along here. Man, I'm almost losing my voice here. I've been speaking consistently for the past hour now. Oh my god. Anyways, Shangri-La. Let's talk about Shang for a second. DLC 3, Black Ops 1 came right after Call of the Dead, which we'll get into right after this, I think. Definitely a different map. It's very difficult, which I do appreciate the difficulty of the map. It's definitely a lot of fun once you like learn it. I think learning it is the most enjoyable part about the map. So I think in terms of high rounds, put it up here like great or good, but Easter egg is the problem. Easter egg's not even that bad because it's definitely like a nice little puzzle. Like having the, I think my biggest gripe is the napalm zombie and having to get the baby gun out of the box. I think that was my two biggest setbacks with this Easter egg. Minus that, Easter egg is honestly not that bad whatsoever. Shang is definitely a map that's aged very well in time. I think as time has gone on, the map's gotten better and better and better over time. So honestly, this could be a shocker, but I'm gonna put up in like high good. Like I definitely enjoy the map. It's definitely a little challenging to learn. Like it's definitely a challenging map, but I think that's what makes it so enjoyable. Because the better the player you are, the more enjoyable this map is gonna be. Again, Easter egg, getting the baby guns does suck, but I do enjoy the challenge that the map presents. And you guys know me, I love challenging maps and challenging like steps and whatnot in certain maps. So as long as it's challenging and fun, which Shang can be with certain strategies, like the Pharaoh wall by like that room next to spawn, that little close quarter area, not the one with the mud pit and whatnot, the one opposite of that. That's a lot of fun. Also, I've seen Krups do some strategies down by like the mine shaft area on the map. It's really cool too. Like Shrieker zombies are a problem. That's probably my only setback of the map in terms of actual enemies, and napalm zombies obviously can be annoying. But napalm zombies can be used if you use them efficiently. They can close off a part of the map, which allows you to close off some spawns and kill extra zombies without wasting the bullets or ammo and whatnot. So that's what I do like about Shangri-La a lot. It's definitely a lot of strategy with it, and I just don't think most people understand the strats that are behind Shangri-La as a whole. So I do appreciate that a lot with it. DE. Alright, DE. Let's talk about DE real quick. Der Eisendrache. Fantastic map. It came right after Shadows, the best map. It came right after Shadows, The Giant, and Origins. And I guess Buried in Mob. So, coming off a lot of really, really good maps, and it did not disappoint. This is probably a top 5 map in my opinion, hands down. That's just top. I don't even think I've even explained DE, honestly. Easter eggs, fantastic. The Wisps can suck. They can glitch out sometimes. That's my only setback with the Easter egg, and you have to do it twice, which does suck. But I do love the Easter egg. It's definitely a nice little, I wouldn't say it's a hard Easter egg. It's definitely pretty easy. But I do like the Easter egg. Gameplay is fantastic. You have 4 bows, 4 elemental bows. Kind of like the same idea as Origins. Very rewarding. Not as hard as Origins staffs to get, but definitely not the easiest things to do either. The Stormbow obviously is really easy to do. There's a lot of strategies of speedruns, as well as the high skill gap with the speedruns. Like, do certain speedruns Like doing all the bows upgrade in a certain time, that's a lot of skill. Easter egg speedrun, I wouldn't say it takes too much skill because a lot of the RNG involves the wisps and getting good spawns and whatnot, everything. But a very, very strong map. I'm gonna put it right below Origins, honestly. Actually, I don't know. I think these maps are interchangeable in my opinion. I don't know. I think just because just the impact that Origins had on DE. I don't know though. I don't know. I think these two maps can be interchangeable, but like in terms of what we're going for here, I think Shadows has to be number one with like this category of what we're doing with the ranking. But these two maps I think could be interchangeable, kind of like how Ancient Evil 9 can be interchangeable as well. God, I'm really starting to lose my voice here, but yeah, I think those maps are all like just perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but like really, really damn good as a whole. But you guys want to know a map that's not really perfect? Alpha Omega. Yeah. Easter egg's terrible. Gameplay is awful. This map is absolute trash. I'm just gonna put it right down. I'm gonna put it right here because there is an Easter egg. Okay, there is an Easter egg. It's cool to see Avogadro, but it's just not a good map. It's absolutely horrible. I'm just gonna say that. The map is pain. It's pain. I never want to play it. And it's bad, okay? Even Die Rise is better than Alpha Omega, in my opinion, or just on this list. It's terrible. Like, when the strategy is literally using a ballistic knife, an electric burst, or a cherry, whatever we want to call it, you have a problem. You have a problem. That's why I just absolutely despise Alpha Omega. So anyways, Classify. We're gonna kind of just speed through these last maps because I'm starting to lose my voice and I need water. Like, now. So, Buried. Great map. Decent Easter egg. Sharpshooter is fantastic. Takes a lot of skill to do. A lot of, I don't want to say collaboration, but like a lot of concentration, good aim. I like that a lot. Gameplay's okay. So I think Buried, with all that in mind, Bank makes it a lot easier, which is kind of a problem, but you have a choice of using it or not using it. It's up to you entirely. But I think Buried, I'll put like right above the Giant, like right around here. A very good map. Very, very good map, in my opinion. Zetsubou. Okay, let's talk about Zetsubou. Okay gameplay. I feel like once you learn the maps, high rounds, it's fine. Easter egg is literally just building an elevator, which is not fun. The boss fight's just time-based. It's not fun. So we're talking about boss fight, or not boss fight. Easter egg as a whole, it's bad. Easter egg's not really that good at all. Gameplay, it's pretty good. So I think Zetsubou is definitely the ugly duckling. Compared, like it's kind of like Revelations, kind of like but there definitely is some creativity here with also Thrashers are a problem. I got to say that too. I think just because of Thrashers, just my general feelings about Zetsubou, I'm gonna put it right below Revelations, probably. I don't know though, just Zetsubou, BO3 is a fantastic game, okay? Mechanics are amazing. But like, Zetsubou is just like what you have to do in the map. Like imagine Zetsubou with Noshima Black Ops 4 mechanics. Everybody would say this is the worst map ever made. It's truly horrible, but like I don't see it that way. Because it's BO3 and the mechanics are so good. It's my least favorite map in BO3. I'm gonna put it right above Voyager, right? Below Outbreak. Actually, I'm gonna put right kinda like that. I'm gonna do it just like that, okay? Above Outbreak but below Revelations. Let's just do that. Okay, Call of the Dead. Our last very, very strong map. Call of the Dead. Georgia Mail changed the way you played zombies, at least in Black Ops 1, as we once knew it. Prince, if you have Georgian map, you can't camp at all. It's impossible to camp. The gameplay, like how you can play the map, you're pretty much forced to train the entire time. It's really cool. But the problem is, the weapons are super duper weak. You cannot play the map. Like, past round 30, you pretty much can't play the map without PhD Flopper as the main source of killing enemies. I think Matryoshka, yeah, I think Matryoshkas are insta-kills. I can't be too sure. Quote me if I'm wrong. Or don't quote me on that. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I think, Call of the Dead. Gameplay is fantastic. The variety of gameplay, like how it changes the zombies formula, especially at that time, 2011, was fantastic. Easter egg, horrible. Okay, it's really, really boring. You have to get the VR11 out of the box, which is terrible. And not to mention, all you get, I guess, getting one weapon or the WAF is pretty cool, but that's really it. And I guess getting WAF every time you kill George is nice. After you finish the Easter egg, but minus that, there's really nothing too special about Call of Dead's Easter egg. It's the first egg that you can do on solo, which I guess is pretty cool, but I think what you put everything together with fantastic gameplay and okay Easter egg, Call of the Dead, like just from a gameplay perspective, I'm gonna put it right below Mob, but I'm gonna put it right above Der Riese. I think that's a pretty good spot. I think you can probably put it around this area here. A very good map in my opinion. Very strong map. And then we have the Pentagon maps. I kind of like put 5 in classified to end it off. That's actually completely unintentional, but we did. So let's start with the original 5. You have a Pentagon Thief. That is the biggest thing about this map. You have teleporters, which are completely random on this map particularly, which sucks, which is what we'll get into in classified. Each teleport is completely random. It sends you to a random location around the map. It's kind of annoying. The challenge, it's definitely a challenging map. Just, I've never been a fan of 5. Like, there's no Easter eggs. It's really just get pack-a-punch in the, not the war room, the, Oval Office area, whatever you want to call it. Get packed there. You hit 5 levers, that's really it. Winter's Howl is trash. There's really not too much about 5 that I really do enjoy. So, honestly, it's a very lackluster map, in my opinion. I'm gonna put it, I don't know where I'm gonna put in lackluster, though. That's a problem. I'm probably gonna put it right below 5. I'm gonna put it right below 5 as above Nocturne. I think that's a decent spot. I'm gonna put it at. So classified, I feel like it's more the same with 5, but it does improve upon it a little bit, especially with Black Ops 4 mechanics. Actually, I don't say about Black Ops 4 mechanics or BO4 mechanics, but just the simple fact that it does improve. It shows you like where you're gonna go on the map now with the teleport. So instead of having it just be blank, you have a picture of a chair, like a briefcase or a safe or like a flask, showing you where you're gonna go on the map. And also having Pack-a-Punch be in Area 51 was really cool too. So it kind of connected everything together there with what came before. But nostalgia aside, and just general gameplay, there's really not too much about classified. It's definitely an improvement over 5, but there's really not much to it. So everybody, my throat is officially dead. This is my non-nostalgic nonsense ranking of the map, I guess. I guess shout out to Noah for, kind of motivating me to do this. Lex really making me want to do it. So, this was my no-nonsense nostalgia. No nostalgia. This purely gameplay and Easter egg oriented. No story. I think I got most of my thoughts around. I think some things could be changed around, but this is not perfect by any means. Honestly, this is where we're looking at here. Perfection to painful. I guess I could do an update on this, like, when I do play the maps here. I mean, if I do. I don't think I'm ever going to touch World War II. I definitely do want to touch some of the IW maps, like, Rave and Shaolin. I don't know about Attack, but, definitely some of these maps I do want to touch in the future. Like, but point being, I probably rambled on a little too much of this video. It's over an hour long now. But if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like if you even are this far. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And I will see you guys in the next stream or video, whatever I decide to do next. Collaborations are open to any and all content creators out there. I am desperate for collaborations. I have not done any in a long time. I want to do them. I have a couple guys I want to play with. I do have a couple guys in mind right now. But content creators, I am open to collaborations on anything you guys are open to. I got to think of ideas of like what I want to do, but my ideas are open. So if you guys did enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. I don't know how this video is going to be received. It's brand new for me. At least this format of video is brand new to me. Typically it's just speedrun, post it, that's it. But this is brand new to me, so hope you guys enjoyed this this nice little change of pace. And I will see you guys once my throat heals because it's very dry. I'll see you guys next. Alright, peace out, fellas.